Astitva and Shivatva. Where there is existence, there is speed, movement, and this dynamism is always relative. This movement is begotten by actions. Karma Tattva. What is action? Where the speed of the object together with its movement with their relative is towards a desideratum. Lakshya B. Buddhi. It is karma. The factor tattva which enables an action to be accomplished is termed as prakrita shakti. The action cannot be accomplished where these factors such as space, time and person are not there, i.e. before performing action these three factors tridanda are indispensable for prakrita shakti. Whatever is performed in the expressed world is affected by prakrita shakti. This prakrita shakti gets its inspiration from the sentient principle. The action is accomplished by the mutative and the existence of an action is by the static, i.e. action is the collective result of these three factors. Where prakrita shakti performs actions without results, there she is known as avyakta. Where the action is expressed, where prakrita shakti is expressed, vyakta, their consciousness, purusha bhava, is operated, karmanvit, by it. But where consciousness is not operated by prakrita shakti, i.e. prakrita shakti does actions, but the result is not begotten. There purusha bhava, known as Shiti Shakti. This is known as Shiti Shakti only because Karma Shakti is vibrated, pratisamverit, by it. Hence, Purusha Bhava is also known as a principle which is Shiti Shakti. It is because in his absence, Karma Shakti can't get expression. This Karma Shakti or Prakrita Shakti is a principle within the Shiti Shakti, where Shiti Shakti is a vibrator, Pratisamvedi. There alone action is expressed, and where Shiti Shakti assimilates, Grasa, Prakrita Shakti, there Prakrita Shakti, say that twice, is avyakta, unexpressed. Therefore the vibration Pratisamvedan is only due to Shiti Shakti. So the Shiti Shakti is the supreme vibrator, Parama Pratisamvedi. This is the law of the vibration. The vibrator vibrates the object, but without vibrating when it engulfs grasa. There it is known as unexpressed. Hence, in the practical world, we cannot get anything unexpressed because whatever vibration is there is engaged in the work of vibrations. Hence, the supreme vibrator is only that unexpressed consciousness, avyakta purusha satta. When the speed of human intellect becomes pointed, their people search one in many. Whatever they find behind that they search its vibrator. Getting the same, they try to find out the vibrator of the previous vibrator. Like this, when they attain Shiti Shakti or Paramapurusha, they find that Shiti Shakti has not its vibrator as that is beyond time, space and person. Therefore Shiti Shakti and Paramapurusha are known as supreme vibrator, Parama Pratisamvedi. When we see the expressed world, here we see not the synthetic process but an analytic process. In analytic, what we find is the vibrator of one object, and so another one is the vibrator of the first vibrator, and so on and so forth. From Sambhu, this expressed universe comes to Bhairavi, and then to Bhava. These all are vibrates, and Prakriti is vibrated. What is the idea Bhava in this vibration? About Prakriti, it is told that she is Nitya Nivritta. Prakriti sa Nitya Nivritta. When Prakriti tries to be vibrated, but instead she is engulfed, there she is Nitya Nivritta. There she is waning. She is merging into Purusha Bhava consciousness. Though she is merging into Purusha Bhava, yet she is not being annihilated, for her being infinite. The cruder the vibrator we get, the cruder the Prakriti tries to make it. Actually, Prakriti tries to make that her own, but this makes the object still cruder. So gradually it becomes crude from the subtle. Behind this a principle works. Abhoga samsargat prapti resana. You must remember it. When near an object of enjoyment, abhoga, another object reaches, a desire is begotten to get that object. For instance, a man when in town has dress, living as per the dress and living of the urban people, and when in a village he has as per the villagers. This is effected because of his desire begotten out of his association with people in town and villages, respectively. When some persons take tea, there you also get the desire to take the same. In Pratisanchara process, there is a movement from crude to subtle, and behind that there is only one vritti tendency, abhoga samsargat prapti reshana. With the association of the enjoyable object, there is a desire to get it. In this cosmic cycle Brahma Chakra, everyone has his individual pablum, abhoga, and after that they are running. Those who have got several pabla run after all of them and get exhausted, and in the long run they get none. Those who have got only one pablum get the same very easily. Therefore it is told, Ananya mamata Vishnu mamata Brahma mam samgata. Instead of running after several objects, run after Vishnu and get him, because there is only one problem here. When more than one problem is there, the mind gets divided and none will be achieved. This goes on. When first of all from Sanchara comes Pratisanchara, when Shita comes into being, or Shita and Aham Tattva come, or Shita Aham and Maha Tattva come, men run after their respective Pavla. This they do either because of inborn instinct or imposed samskara or any other reason. And according to Prakrita Lila, several Pavla are kept for man. He runs after them and forgets Paramapurusha and gets away from him, and thus the Lila of Paramapurusha goes on. When the movement towards the Pavlam is stopped, men start moving towards the nucleus of these Pavla. Running after the Pavlam is known as Ishana. Because of this Ishana, the promptness for action, karma tat parata, is begotten. Hence, in no case man should be freed from Ishana. Without Ishana, there will be disturbance. One has only to see the type of Ishana. The subject matter is Astitva and Shivatva. Ishana aforesaid has deep relationship with Astitva. Where there is no Ishana, there is annihilation of existence. Hence, the existence of Ishana is essential. It is said above that when a man runs after varieties, he gets none. Sometimes a man thinks to be a minister, sometimes a secretary, sometimes a poet. There are thousands and one desires. Because of this, Ishana is not made fully. A man gets exhausted after running after the material objects, and ultimately there is no karma siddhi, success in action. When Ishana is indispensable for existence of life, a man has to see what kind of Ishana should be made. Behind this Ishana is karma tat parata. These two go side by side. Then what is karma? Karma brahmeti karma bahu kurvita. Karma is Brahma, therefore do as much karma as possible. The real karma is to move towards Brahma, and that karma is nothing but another name of Brahma. It is his metamorphosis. Hence, taking karma to be Brahma, go on performing actions. The action which you will do in that stage, behind that will be the right Ishana. And that Ishana will only be one and not many. Now the spatial transformation of the object is karma, and together with karma, only that Ishana is there, i.e. to attain Brahma. In such a case, there will be much more acceleration in the process of Pratisanchara, as is said above. When the Ishana is only one, the work will be done. When there are so many, the work will not be done at all. If one desires to take milk and smoke at once, it can't be possible. A man has to do either of these two. Hence the object of Ishana is Paramapurusha and nothing else. Ananya Mamata Vishnur Mamata Brahma Samgata. The Ishana for other object has to be channelized towards Paramapurusha. This will be the right Ishana. And Ananya Mamata Vishnu Mamata Brahma Samgata. That is love, that is mukti, hence the correct Ishana for many is bhakti devotion. If a man wants to become a devotee of the Lord, but in the mind of his mind, if he thinks that God will make him pass his examination, here the Ishana is not one but two. Here the work will not be done. I want Paramatman, and from him I want nothing. When something is demanded from God, the Ishana becomes two. Hence the time is completely wasted. Where this Ishana is towards Paramatman, there it is known as devotion. Where there is bhakti, there will be the success in action, and there will be victory for devotees. This world is for devotees and for nobody else. When the Ishana is not for Paramatman but for something else, it is known as asakti, attachment, and not bhakti. As for example, the Ishana for wine. This Ishana will be termed as Panasakti, attachment for wine, i.e. attachment is always in bad sense and devotion is always supreme. Therefore the correct Ishana is devotion. It does not mean that the devotee will do only bhajan and kirtan. They are not seasoned devotees. It is because that sadhaka who moves on speedily on the pratisanchara path towards Paramapurusha will never blind to the sufferings of numberless persons around him because of the lack of solid social system, solid economic system, and the lack of humanity. If he is blind to the ill management in the social system, he has not been able to understand Paramapurusha fully. If he does so, his will be subjective approach but not the objective adjustment, i.e. when a devotee will move towards Paramapurusha, his approach will be Atma Mokshartam Yagat Hitayasha. He goes on moving towards Paramapurusha while serving the humanity. When the humanity is neglected, the Atma Mokshartam is also destroyed. Hence he must be ready to serve the humanity. Therefore, the sadhakas who don't render social service don't have real devotion. In their devotion lies selfishness, kuda parasti. The devotees who are selfish, kuda parasti, don't attain God, kuda. Hence the correct asana is devotion. Those who are devotees are workers, karmi. They will never be afraid of the work. They will do maximum work. Now when you go to perform an action, you will have to learn the skill of performing it. Hence the need for knowledge is there. Hence those who are real devotees will not neglect karma, and whatever knowledge is necessary in performing real action will be also acquired by them. Knowledge and karma cannot reach a devotee to Paramatma. Devotion can, but for serving the humanity, knowledge and action are essential. Devotees must have to learn it. As long as men perform subjective approach and for the objective adjustment, acquire knowledge for doing correct action. Till then they have their existence, astitva, and movement towards shivatva. How does this astitva become meaningful? Sartaka, the more he nears Paramatma, the more meaningful his life becomes. The existence of a crude-minded man is not valuable. The existence of germs and insects is not valuable, though they too have the feeling of their existence. Everybody's existence hasn't the same value. On the death of a certain man, everyone weeps, but on the death of another man, people feel themselves relieved. By action, knowledge, and devotion, the existence is made valuable. This alone is true practicality. The more existence of man merges in Paramapurusha, the more valuable he becomes. The person who does not have objective adjustment and fails to take Jiva to be Shiva will never reach Paramapurusha. He can never be great. Some Shastras name such persons as Prakriti Lina and some Videha. What is Prakriti Lina? Persons who are self-centered, Kuda Parashta, don't have Paramatman as their goal, but something else. Outwardly they say that Paramatma should be obtained, but in their inner mind they have the desire for something else. Such people who outwardly say that Paramatma should be obtained, but in their inner mind They desire for fame, riches, have the crude object is their goal. Whatever the inner mind says is the goal of the jiva microcosm. Whatever is the feeling in the external mind is not the goal, but in the inner mind, because of his goal being the crude object, his ultimate achievement is known as prakriti lina. Prakriti means the phenomenal world. Their existence will be transformed into the phenomenal world, i.e., the conscious man gets transformed into crude objects. There is one more word for the samadhi in the Prakriti Shakti, and that is Yada Samadhi. Yada Samadhi is very much below human existence, and to be free from that is also very difficult. After crores of years, there will be human life. Just see how dangerous it is. So with Paramapurusha, don't have two personalities, inside something and outside something else, because the same as you are within, become the same as you are within. Entire mental structure, entire ectoplasmic stuff will be converted into the quinquile mental world. There are also some people who have correct asana, but don't have correct direction. They know that Paramapurusha is the goal, but they don't have the real direction. It is said that spiritual practice should not be performed studying from books. For it, preceptor is essential. Reading the book or hearing from other. If a man starts doing sadhana, that too is dangerous, because in that case a clear conception about the goal is not formed. Hence one does not know where one is going. The boat is sailing, but the sailor does not know where the boat will go to. The sailor will get exhausted, ultimately, and will have some accident in the long run. In that case, when such persons die, the state after death is known as videhalina. Their existence is not finished herein, but their feelings remain in the ideational world as an abstract. This too is as dangerous as Yada Samadhi. The difference between Yada Samadhi and Videhalina is that in the former there is a folly because of a hidden desire, but in the latter there is no folly, but the correct direction could not be had. Hence everybody should know that without direction nothing should be done. Everything should be done with proper direction, proper guidance. As for instance, people utter loudly the word revolution. Revolution, but revolution does not mean putting buses and trains on fire or removing the railway lines. This causes damage to government, and government is people's. Therefore it is a damage to the people themselves. All these are destructive approaches. The persons who do such destructive approaches lack inner knowledge. Just like that, in sadhana, if some hodgepodge is made, it means the lack of knowledge. Because of this, both the individual and the society are harmed. So this is videhalina. Hence, videhalina is sure to be there if there is no love for Paramatman. And where there is love for Paramatman, there is action and knowledge also. Service to humanity is also there. Sadhana is also being performed. In that sense, if there is duality, Dvaita Bhava, between Paramapurusha and the devotee, in such a case, if there is excess of Ishvara Bhava, cosmic ideation, Sadhaka enjoys bliss, and temporarily he becomes free from miseries. That state of bliss is Bhava Samadhi. The persons who attain Bhava Samadhi are devotees, but the duality exists. Everybody is born out of Paramapurusha, so how can there be two? The devotee and the Paramapurusha. Hence in Bhava Samadhi, much higher stage is not attained. As long as there is Bhava Samadhi, there is bliss. But after this, the aspirant is an ordinary human being. Some devotees will go still ahead and feel the oneness with him, but instead of following Paramatman himself, think more of his gunas, qualities. In such a case, they attain Gunatmaka Samadhi. In that case, the devotees also attain so many qualities, but permanent unification with Paramatman is not attained. What happens in Gunatmaka Samadhi is that the devotee has much more the feeling of the qualities. Secondly, the man having Gunatmaka Samadhi has the standard from where he thinks that his coming in this universe should be justified. He wants to justify his body, mind, Atman, and the whole life. These are the sentient feelings indeed, but they are also not seasoned devotees. The feeling should be that the body and mind which have been given by Paramapurusha will be utilized in the service of the society for pleasing Paramapurusha. Devotees are known as Gopa. Persons who please Paramapurusha are Gopa. Gopayate yaha saha gopaha. Their very nature is to please Paramapurusha. Gopa does not mean the persons who rear cattle. Devotee of the first order will not want Gunatmaka Samadhi. They want to utilize their body, mind, and their qualities for the service of humanity. It is because everything belongs to Paramatman. He has expressed himself in every object of the universe up to the blade of grass. A devotee will serve the humanity because Paramatma will be satisfied. Those persons who utilize themselves fully for pleasing Paramatman are A-class devotees. They alone are devotees and the others are not. Where the only aim is to please Paramatman, there the devotee completely forgets himself, because Kuda Parasti is pleasing oneself. Up to Gunatmaka Samadhi, even this sense of self-centeredness exists, but where there is no personal desire, but the only aim is to please Paramapurusha, the Kuda Parasti does not exist at all, and in the absence of Kuda Parashti, only Kuda Parashti remains, the final merger, pranasha, of the existence Ashtitva is there. With the extinction of Astitva, there is the establishment of Shivatva. Everything is done for the happiness of Shiva. This establishment of Shivatma is known as Shiva Samadhi. The supreme goal of human life is Samadhi. People are established in Shiva Samadhi by being guided by Atma Mukshartam Yagat Hitaya Sha. There is no other way out. It can be questioned how an illiterate, weakening man will do action and acquire knowledge. There is only one answer to this. If one is a devotee, then Paramatma will teach him the technique of rendering services. Bhakti Bhagavato Seva Bhakti Prema Shvarupini Bhakti Ananda Rupasha Bhakti Bhaktasya Jivanam.